This episode is called Podcast Gems, Top Episodes to Check Out. These are the episodes our listeners have loved the most, the ones you've played, replayed, and found especially helpful. Whether you're a long-time listener or tuning in for the first time, this episode celebrates the lessons that have resonated with you. So let's unpack them together.
Hi everyone, we're the Shirfa sisters from Malaysia. Azima, Amna, and me, Aisha, hosts of the My English Matters podcast. After spending 8 years in the UK as children, we know the importance of mastering a second language, so we created myenglishmatters.com as a platform to help second language learners learn to speak, write, and communicate in English with confidence through our online courses, classes, and workshops. To join our free course called Speaking with Confidence and get the latest updates about our programs, subscribe to our email list at myenglishmatters.com. And now, without further ado, let's get started.
Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back to the My English Matters podcast. I'm Aida from My English Matters Customer Support and I'll be your host for this episode. As you know, I handle student inquiries through Facebook and Instagram DMs as well as emails. For all our Muslim listeners, on behalf of the My English Matters team, I want to take a moment to wish you Eid Mubarak. This special occasion marks the end of Ramadan and is a time to celebrate joy, gratitude, and togetherness. Here in Malaysia, we say Selamat Hari Raya, which means Happy Celebration Day, and Maaf Zahir dan Batin, meaning forgive me for any wrongdoings outwardly and inwardly. These greetings reflect the spirit of forgiveness and renewal as we reconnect with loved ones and strengthen our bonds. May this festive season bring you and your family happiness, peace, and moments to cherish. So, today, while we celebrate this joyful day of togetherness and reflection, we've got something equally exciting lined up for you. These are the episodes our listeners have loved the most, the ones you've played, replayed, and found especially helpful. Let's count down our top 3 most played episodes, starting from number 3 and working our way to the ultimate listener favorite. Kicking off our countdown is an episode that has cleared up a common confusion: when to use congratulations to, congratulations on, and congratulations for. So imagine you're at a Raya gathering, congratulating a cousin on their recent graduation. Would you say congratulations to you or congratulations on your achievement? This episode has the answers. Find it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify as episode 89. In this lesson, Madam Azima breaks it down. Congratulations to is for addressing someone directly. For example, congratulations to Amna on her new baby. Congratulations on highlights achievements. For example, congratulations on your promotion. And congratulations for acknowledges effort. For example, congratulations for working so hard to achieve your goals. She also explains the pronunciation tips and offers real life examples to help you use these phrases confidently. So, no wonder this episode has been a fan favorite. It's a must listen for refining your English. Coming in at number 2 is an episode that struck a chord with many of you. It's called Speaking Too Fast, Discover Why and How to Slow Down. It's especially relevant during gatherings like festive seasons when excitement often makes us rush through conversations, be it sharing stories at the dinner table or greeting guests at open houses. You can find this episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify as episode 126. In this episode, Amna shares her personal experience with rapid speech and how she learned to control her pace. She explores the reasons why people tend to speak too quickly, which include nervousness, excitement, or habit, and how it can affect clarity and comprehension. Some of the practical strategies covered include practicing natural pauses between sentences to allow listeners to absorb what you're saying, focusing on pronunciation and articulation to ensure clarity, using deep breathing techniques before speaking to maintain a steady pace, and recording yourself and listening back to identify areas for improvement. Amna also shares effective exercises that you can try right away to slow down and sound more confident. If you've ever been told you speak too fast or if you struggle with clarity, this episode is packed with actionable advice to help you improve. And now for the number one most loved episode, phrases to use in group discussions with Madam Azima. This episode is a favorite among our listeners, and it's easy to see why. Most of our subscribers are working adults who participate in meetings, discussions, and team collaborations, so knowing the right phrases to use is really valuable. You can find this episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify as episode 15. These phrases are not just useful for work, though. They can also come in handy during gatherings with family or friends, whether you're discussing plans for a potluck, organizing a game night, or simply catching up over a meal. At work or at home, this episode equips you with practical guidance on breaking the ice, starting a discussion smoothly with phrases like, let's outline our goals for today's meeting, expressing your opinions, clearly stating your thoughts and inviting others to share theirs. Like, for example, that's my view, and I love to hear yours. Agreeing and disagreeing, politely sharing different perspectives with phrases like, that's an interesting point, but I see it a little differently. And asking for clarification, ensuring understanding by asking questions such as, could you clarify what you mean by that? These phrases are perfect for helping you communicate confidently, whether you're leading a meeting or contributing to lively conversations at a social gathering. If you haven't listened to it yet, or if you need a refresher, this is definitely one to revisit. Thank you for joining me on this special episode of Podcast Jam's Top Episodes to Check Out. I hope you enjoyed this countdown and found it helpful. Here's an idea. If you're stuck in traffic on the way back to your hometown for Eid or a holiday, these recommended episodes will be perfect to keep you company. I would also love to hear your thoughts. Did one of these episodes help you in a specific way? Which one was your favorite? Let us know by sending us an email at info@myenglishmatters.com. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the My English Matters podcast. Please make sure to click the subscribe button if you haven't yet and leave a review of this podcast if you like it. If you'd like to learn even more with us, we have a free training called Speaking with Confidence where we send 7 tips to your email. You'll also get weekly emails with tips and lessons to help you improve your English. Join us at myenglishmatters.com.